Hey all, J-Town here. We got some news that there's going to be the next Miracle Wish event on Friday, and the 3 new heroes that are coming to that look really good. One looks absolutely busted, and I really want him. So that's going to be Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. Been waiting for another miracle to pull on. This is going to be the one. Let's just jump right in. The first one is Hertha. You're going to notice a trend here with Blue Mark. She is all about bleeding Sunset Sages' attack. We don't know the percentage chances on the effects yet, but deal 2 stages of attack to a single enemy, chance to inflict bleed for 2 turns on an A1. That's pretty hot. That's a solid A1 to put with like a Ben Austin or a Catherine. You're going to get a lot of bleed stacked up. But depending on the changes to bleed, you got to decide if that's something you're interested in. And the extra damage she does is considered bleed damage, so it really dives deep into the bleed. And then her A2 deals attack damage to all the enemies and a chance to inflict it on them for 2 turns again. So you're really getting those turns stacked up, which is the key when you're talking about bleeds. And then she gets stealth, which is kind of cool. Now her passive, the crossed rings, this is like each time she casts a skill proactively, and I'm assuming that that's actually meaning not because of a counterattack or not because of Ben Austin's joint attack. It's the only thing I can think of that it means. Or possibly each time she attacks physically herself, not a bleed ticks, independent of her going. She'll activate a layer right ring, enhancing the next skill. Then she activates double rings each time she launches an enhanced basic attack. Twice, increasing her speed and bleed damage by 4 turns. So it doesn't put bleed on the enemy for 4 more turns, but it increases how much bleed damage she does for 4 turns, I guess. And she activates a layer of right ring at the beginning of each wave. So we'll have to see it when it gets in practice, but basically the more she goes, the more these things power up, the faster and more bleedy she gets. And then her A4 deals 2 stages of attack to a single enemy, each of which deal attack damage and bleed damage. So she's dealing direct damage up front and then causing some bleed damage to pop. And it also has a chance to give 2 more turns of bleed. So she's going to be probably one of the premier bleed stackers as long as the chances are decent enough. I'm talking 50% or greater. And then she gets some speed up for 2 turns if the skill is enhanced. So basically if it's not her first turn in the wave, it's going to be enhanced. Obviously exclusives then just make them more powerful. Just more chances to get bleeds out there. The bleed damage on the A1, if it's empowered, is enhanced. And then the second stage will actually activate bleed up to 6 layers. So kind of like Izanja's E1, where you actually cause a stack of burns to pop instantly. So that's cool. And then some speed boost. Now, moving on to the second hero, which is the one that I think is absolutely busted, as long as those multipliers are good. We are talking Quinlan. Eternal Sect, blue attack. I absolutely love this guy's kit. I'm really hoping that these chances are high enough to make it really worth it. I'm going to pull for him. So 2 stages to a single enemy. The first stage inflicts a layer of freeze on the target, a chance to. And the second stage is a chance to inflict HP burning on them for 2 turns. This dude is a song of ice and fire. Burn you and freeze you, right? The burning on them for 2 turns. The freeze on them for 1 turn. It's cool because he plays in his own burns. It's better. This A2 deducts max HP from self. Doesn't say how much yet. But afterwards deals 2 stages of attack to a single enemy. Each deals damage, Quinton's max HP, and extra damage of the target's max HP. So it sounds like the way a burning stack would hit. Each stage's damage caps a certain percentage of his HP, right? And the damage is considered HP burning damage. So it means this is going to scale up with Mastery Hardcore. It's going to be like just detonating HP burn, like causing it to tick, but without removing one of the stacks from it. It's almost like a mini version of Hez's E1, it seems like. But just wait, it gets better. So his passive is a chance to inflict a layer of HP burning on an enemy target whose speed are not lower than himself for 2 turns at the beginning of each wave. Now this is huge. Then he also deals more HP burning to targets under freeze. This is cool. All right. Yeah, he's gonna be paired with Seal. That's gonna be really cool. Other freeze, possibly maybe a way to bring Tuck into this. It's gonna depend on what the chance is, right? But I wish they wouldn't word it like this. Speed or not lower than self. So basically, if they're faster than him, he gets a chance to put HP burning on them for 2 turns at the beginning of each wave. Like just at the beginning of the wave, just like Space does things at the beginning of the wave. You make him slow, every wave people getting burns, HP burns. So you don't build speed on this guy. You have way more room for just HP, attack, and mastery. That's going to be awesome. Now the Devil Flame Swing, it still gets better. This dude is busted. It deals 3 stages of attack to all enemies, each of which deals damage with Quinlan's max HP and extra damage of the target's max HP. So it's a lot like HP burn. It's going to be nice. Each stage is capped, his max HP. The skill's damage is considered HP burning damage. Afterward, there's a chance to inflict freeze on enemies under HP burning status for 1 turn, and a chance to inflict a layer of HP burning on enemies not under HP burning status for 2 turns. This dude is going to become top tier of applying HP burns. And another solid option for people to get into the HP burn game if you haven't been successful in pulling the Hezes and the Meleas. This guy with Sigmund and or Hizanja is just I'm pulling hard for this guy. Now, we don't yet know what the chance of landing these are on each thing. It could be total dog crap and be low like Holder's bleed chance, but then Holder's meant to be direct damage anyway. I would hope they would be good, and if they are even just decent, this guy is nuts because he's going to be a control unit and a heavily severe HP burn unit who then can also do direct damage counting as HP burning without removing those HP burn stacks. This is going to really ramp it up. This could come up with some nutty damage. And as soon as you get E1, his A2 then becomes available to freeze the target when it deals damage. And it's increased chance if they're under HP burning status, which they probably are because he burns like crazy. And then at E2, he increases his own turn meter for every enemy target whose speed is higher than him at the beginning of each wave. Which means you build the guy slow. So if you've got him E2, you build him slow. At the beginning of the wave, he's going to get a bunch of turn meter, and he's going to have a chance to inflict HP burning on them for 2 turns. That is broken. Please don't nerf him. I want him, give him to me. Thank you. And then playing on the build him slow, the first stage of Devil Flame Swing is A4, has a chance to inflict a layer of HP burning on enemies who are faster than him for 2 turns, and a chance to inflict a layer of HP burning on enemies whose speed are lower than self. So basically, it just doubles down on build him slow, right? Because he's going to get turn meter with that E2. He's going to be freezing people. He's going to be burning them. He's going to be doing direct damage that's triggering those HP burns. This dude is hot, pun intended. Now, I can ramble on him about forever. Let's go on to the 3rd hero. Dustin! Also blue mark. Told you it was going to be a trend. Not bad. Not bad. I think he's going to be clutch as a blue shielder. Blue has some of the fewer shielders, followed next by green. But yeah, so it's A1, attack damage to a single enemy. You can boost their attack. Great. His A2 restores HP for all allies by a certain percentage of their own. So it'll give them maybe like 6% or 8% of their own max HP. But then also gives him a shield based on his max HP. So that is key. Shielders are key in this game as you're pushing up. His passive is cool. All allies have effect res as long as he's alive. And then he cleanses all control effects from an ally at the beginning of his turn. So that could be cool. Could be cool in arena. It could be definitely cool in some of those higher dungeon stages where you got some nasty things going on. Those Ascendos and whatnot. And then his A4 deals attack damage to all enemies with a chance to reduce their effect hit. And then E1, you increase the chance to reduce that effect hit. The E2 gives that control effect cleanse now an additional heal at the same time. And then if you E3 him, the strength of his shield is increased. So if you're trying to push blue mark and you don't have a shielder, you need some heals coming in, and maybe you need to reduce some effect hit, could definitely be a pretty good option. Nowhere close to the other two we just talked about, but decent. These are all decent skills. So overall, I like it. These are going to be the new heroes added to the Miracle Wish on Friday, Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. So in that Miracle Wish, overall, the whole package, the legendaries are going to be Hertha, Quinlan, Serena, Gru, and Nasil. Nasil we talked about goes good with Quinlan in the freeze department, and also top notch for Arena, and then also your Dragon Tribe faction. And then the epics are going to be Dustin, Hardak, Maya, and Longbeard. Longbeard is a freezing. Pairing him with Quinlan might bring him a little bit more out of obscurity and more use there. Hardak, decent defense champion, and then Maya, solid healer for a lot of folks, really like her. That's going to be very, very cool. So I'm looking to Miracle Wishing on Friday, Black Friday. I am hoping for Quinlan, very, very much so. He looks totally broken. If you're looking forward to any of those heroes, leave a comment below. Like, subscribe. I'm J-Town. I will see you in game.